Two different levels I can.
If you want to surf like this, check out this video. We'll cover the 5 steps to get there.
Hey, what you need, man, I got it, wow. What you say, hey, we about it, get the green, why you slacking? Why you talking all the top, boy, you playing? What you need, hey, yeah, I got it, with the team, we about it, wow. Get the green, why you slacking?
Too often people use their height or having a slow arm as an excuse. Obviously those things help, but today we'll cover 5 things that will allow you to improve your surf no matter what. So the first thing, we'll talk about speed. The second will be the placement. The third will be the variety and spins. The fourth, we'll look at technique and tactics. And fifth, I'll have a bonus tip for you that I'm pretty sure you've never heard before anywhere. Before we get into that, it's really important for you to understand there are multiple ways to success. There are shorter players that can surf over 200 kilometers an hour. Obviously, taller players have it easier. And there are players that have a fast arm naturally or through training, and people that have a slower arm, but both can reach success. Even if you look at the top surfers in the world, for example, right now Ben Shelton, he goes at it with raw power and also having great placement. But then if you look a bit in the past, for example, Roger Federer, he didn't surf nearly as fast, but he hit so many aces. In this one Wimbledon final against Andy Roddick, who was the fastest server in the world at the time, he even hit more aces due to his accuracy. So there are no excuses, and now we will cover how you can reach your serving ceiling. Let's get into it. So first we're looking at speed. So speed obviously comes down to your strength, to your power. And there are many different ways in order to improve that. Some have a lot of it naturally, it can still be improved. Some have not so much naturally. They can improve it tremendously through the right training. First exercise here on the tennis court, I call this power bombs. You step to the tee line and you do a normal surf into the box and you try to make it jump over the fence. As a kid, I did this so many times when I was bored or waiting for the next lesson. And then I realized when I stepped back to the normal serving position, I felt like I had much better acceleration in the arm. So try the power bombs at first 1 or 2 sets, 3 to 5 reps, and then step back to the normal line and surf. The second tennis exercise to serve faster, I like to call this rhythm serving. You will take 3 to 4 balls and you will just fire one serve after the other. Don't focus on if you do a foot fold or not. It's really just about having this fast rotational movement. And I like to do 2 or 3 sets of this. Looks like this. And don't have the mic when you're doing it. The next exercise is the mat ball throw. Rotational power is crucial in tennis for the ground strokes, but also especially for the surf. The people with the fastest arms on earth are probably baseball pitchers, so I learned a lot from them and from their training. And one good exercise you can copy is the mat ball throw, rotational. There are different styles. I'll show you 2 of them right now, and incorporating them helps a lot to improve the surf speed. Second mat ball exercise, the rotational slams. The guys who are watching for a long time know these from the vlogs, where I also show you a lot of training. Today a bit more specific, so also make sure you don't miss out on the next vlog and the old vlogs. The final exercise today for the surf speed is actually a stability exercise. Shoulder stability is crucial in order to have a strong surf. The surf is always going forward, so the shoulder is moving a bit forward, so we have to work on the posterior side of things. Easy exercise with the band pull aparts. You can throw these in almost every day, and your shoulder will thank you for it, and you will create more power because of this exercise. The second key factor in order to serve faster, to serve better, is the placement. Right now I've set up a lot of these cones because if you hit the ball in that zone, I like to call it the money zone, your opponent will have a very small chance of returning the serve. It actually is not even that important how fast you serve. The placement is much more important for the serve efficiency, and that's what we want. In the beginning of this video I said that height and having a fast arm are not necessarily limiting factors, and this is where the money zone comes into play. Even if you don't serve very fast, but you serve very accurate into these slots, you will see a lot of success and a lot of free points or easy setup points in your serving games. So let's train that. We will show you now different serving clips, and please pay attention and think about what all of these serves have in common.
Way out in front with 109.
Change that quickly. Been such a good shot.
That's incredible.
So all of these serves had in common the accuracy, close to the line. And this is where, even if you're not so tall, even if you don't have the fastest arm or the most power, your accuracy can draw a lot of damage to the opponent. We've set up the cones, and I like to call this the money zone. If you hit the serve into those slots, your opponent will be on the reach and perhaps not even get it. You will hit immediately an ace, but it takes time to perfect that. So that's why I think you should set up the cones like this. You could also set up targets, but I prefer the money zone because even if you don't hit the target, you have a good feedback. And you will learn quickly that when you go there, it will be tougher compared to hitting a fast serve closer to your opponent, where at the higher level they have the ball in their strike zone and then even end up punishing you with your own pace. And that's not what we want. We want to punish the returner. So let's get into the training. I like to go for 8 serves, each target, and then add up the volume depending on how I feel and where I'm at in my training. So let's get into it. The third aspect to serve faster and more efficient is focusing on spin and variety in your serves. So what are the options we have? We just learned about placement obviously, but we also have the options of hitting the ball with different spins. We can hit a slice, we can hit a kick, we can hit flat. All 3 of these are options that you have. You can also hit an underhand serve, but we're not covering that today. And these spins give different riddles, so to speak, to your opponent. So they put them into different positions. The kick draws them off the court. The slice also, slice is low, kick is high. The flat one is more about pace. And believe it or not, there are not so many servers in the world that master all 3. Typically, a guy or a girl prefers the kick serve, struggles with the slice. Or more common, someone can hit the slice serve but has no kick serve. Even if you don't have that much power or speed in your serve, if you can hit flat, kick and slice on any given day, you will have a huge advantage and you can force your opponent to a lot of errors by mixing it up constantly. So the best way is just to focus on every day hitting slice, kick and flat serves, similar volume, and not just hitting the serves that are most comfortable for you. It's different for everybody, as I've said. So if you're a person that likes a kick serve, that was me 10-15 years ago, focus on hitting your slice serves. The fourth aspect, technique and tactics. So I have to be honest, technique is almost impossible to coach without looking at the serve. There are some elements that many coaches talk about that are common in a good serve, but still everybody is so individual, so it's much easier to be in a one-on-one and look at the technique of the serve. But here at this channel, we're going for the next level, and I'm giving you the best tips from all around the ATP Tour. So I still have a technique tip for you, even though it is very tough to coach. And it's about the disguise. If you remember Pete Sampras, he was, before the current era one of the best servers, if not the best server of all time, mainly because of his placement, but also because of his disguise. He was tossing the ball always in the same spot all the time, but he was able to hit kick, slice and flat from the same spot. So for the kick serve as a righty, he didn't go to the left. For the slider, he didn't go to the right. And this is an amazing technique. He was obviously the master of this, but we can strive to imitate that. So for the technique, besides all the things, having a loose arm and all the other things coaches talk about, focus on the disguise. If the returner doesn't know where you're serving, you will do tremendous damage if you combine it with good placement. As far as tactics, there are so many things that you can play with. I highly recommend that you check out my Surf Chess ebook on my website, where I'm covering the best strategies in order to improve your serve +1 combinations. Also check out the previous videos I did on serving tactics, and then you're good to go in order to maximize your serving tactics. We've reached the 5th point, the bonus that you've all been waiting for. I've learned this from my coach, Alexander Waske. It's about focus. It's about your pre-serving routine. You will toss the ball and you will block out all the distractions, because the serve is the shot that you control completely, and you do that by focusing. Oftentimes the returner on the other side is moving around, maybe trying to annoy you, but if you use this tip, you will be able to block out all of that. Basically what it means, as soon as you start tossing the ball, your eyes will stay in this area that I've outlined here, and you will just focus on your serving routine. And this will lead, I guarantee you, to much better serves, because you will not be distracted by the other guy and improve your focus on your own serve. Quick recap. We've learned today that there are many aspects in order to serve better and to serve faster and to win more points as a server. We covered speed and exercises to improve it. We talked about how important placement is. We looked at different spins. We looked at technique and tactics. And I gave you a world-class bonus tip that I'm pretty sure you've never heard before. So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I really hope you take this knowledge and get better results with it, because that's why I'm doing all of these videos, in order to help you. For further material, check out my website, hendrikgebens.com. For courses and bundles, we have many great deals for you, so please check that out. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a comment with what topic I should cover next. Thanks for watching. I see you in the next video. Live behind decisions I chose. Peaks feel good and the valleys get low. Chains for the tires in the rain, hail, snow. It's like this everywhere that I go, everywhere that I go.